Try that again. We can go back to what you had before.
There we are.
Are you getting this, Rick?
Yeah, almost.
What do you make of it?
Show me the satellite image.
Mapping, bring up satellite.
Okay, go closer.
That's amazing.
Okay, can you give me the thermal image?
Hey, Wiley, what's he doing?
Gauging how big the eruption is. Trying to figure out how long it'll last.
Well?
Looks to me as if the various vents are beginning to define the rim of the new caldera. So I suspect that eventually they'll all merge to unzip themselves into a single massive vent.
Rick, can you give me any idea of how long this eruption will last?
Well, this looks about half as big again as the previous caldera, so I think you're looking at something 60 kilometers by 90 kilometers. I mean, we are looking at an event on the scale of the Huckleberry Ridge eruption. It was the first at Yellowstone, and the biggest.
And?
And if that ejected 2,500 cubic kilometers of material, then we have to make some kind of estimate for the rate of ejection, and then you do the math, and you've got your duration.
Give me a figure, Rick.
Say that again?
A figure. Give me a figure.
What, you want me to guesstimate?
Yes.
We're looking at a duration of between 5 and 9 days. But it doesn't matter how long it lasts, when you make no mistake, we are looking at a VEI here. So there's no question anymore.
What happened?
Lost the link. Let's get that signal back.
VEI 8, Michael.
Super eruption.
Yeah, worst case scenario.
No, it isn't.
John Galvin, he was at the field office when the
The
eruption
worst
started.
case scenario isn't a super eruption. The worst case scenario is a super eruption which goes on and on. If a volcano ejects more than 1,000 cubic kilometers of magma, it's a VEI 8. The magma chamber under Yellowstone has the capacity of 25,000 cubic kilometers. Problem is, we don't know how much of that is eruptible magma. But that is what will dictate whether this eruption goes on for days or for weeks. By day 3, the volcano showed no signs of slowing. The ash cloud had covered 3/4 of the United States. Cities like Chicago, St. Louis, Detroit, Minneapolis, they were at a total standstill. Roads, railways, airports were all closed. The power supplies failed. The water was polluted. Every day it moved eastwards by another 150 kilometers. And all we could do was sit and watch.
So you guys are brothers-in-law?
He married my sister. I didn't approve.
She needed some sanity in her life.
Oh, well, she got that, didn't she? Married to a man now who works on top of an enormous volcano.
Where's she now?
Fiona, she's in London.
Well, at least she's okay.
She's not okay. She's not okay. And as long as this eruption continues, there's nobody on the planet that's going to be okay.
Can't afford to think like
Oh,
that, can you?
come on. Toss a coin. Heads we live, tails we die. It's that random, Rick. Don't you try and be reasonable. Not now.
Ken.
Oh, come on. We're running out of water, we're running out of food, the air is slowly turning to poison.
You believe in God, sir?
God?
Yeah.
You think, you believe that this is all God's wrath, Johnson?
I believe in his mercy.
Nice. Well, you can go outside and you can tell those hundreds of thousands of people who have just died in this sudden, cataclysmic eruption of God's mercy.
It's not helping.
I'm not trying to help, Rick. You expect optimism at the end of the world, huh?
Well, if that's what it is, then you should probably go upstairs and take a big gulp of air then. Because otherwise, what are we sitting down here for? You know, are we delaying the inevitable? Is that what we're doing?
In my book, that's exactly what we're doing.
Well, in my book, I'd like to think that I get to see Fiona and Will again. You know, and in Johnson's, that he gets to see his family. I think as long as we remain focused on that, we're going to be a lot better off.
Yeah, well, my book's more pessimistic, isn't it?
Yeah, well, your books always are.
L'elezione possa essere contenuta o se ci troviamo di fronte ad uno dei peggiori disastri.
We have no clear idea of how long it might last or what devastation it might reach.
تشير آخر الأنباء إلى أن الحمم والصخور التي قذفها الانفجار البركاني.
Listen to the advice of your local emergency services. Follow it. May God be with you all.
Hundreds of thousands of US citizens are homeless as they've fled from the ash cloud that now covers 3/4 of the country. Thousands of others have been trapped in their homes, and the Federal Emergency Management Agency admits it could be weeks before they can get aid to them.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Morning, all. One hour ago, Air Force One took off from Andrews en route to a military bunker in Florida. That information does not leave this room. You can't run a country under several feet of volcanic ash, but some sections of the media will still say she's running away. Now, can we get to business? Wendy, how many people in the fallout zones?
About 25 million.
Casualty estimates so far?
In the immediate zone, 90%, excluding those that got out early. In Zone 2, we estimate 10% mortality. That's approximately 35,000 people. Zone 3, 5% mortality. That's 122,000 people. Zone 4, 3% mortality, 85,000 people. Zone 5, estimate 1% mortality, 220,000 people. Total estimated deaths for the first week, 462,000. And that's assuming Zone 1 is clear.
These are all from the ash?
Mainly. Either directly from ash inhalation or indirectly from roof and building collapse, power failures, especially in the hospitals, ash-related accidents.
Sir, standard advice to people was that they store enough food and water for only 3 days. Today is day 3.
Then what are we going to do?
Oh, excuse me? Wendy Rice.
Look, even when it ends, we won't be able to fly for weeks with the ash still blowing around. So what are we actually talking about?
You find a way. You don't just write off 25 million people.
Good. Put him through. We've got Rick Lieberman here. Rick, can you hear me?
Yeah, hang on. Yeah, we got you.
Rick, we have 4 more vents open since yesterday.
All right. Has Dave been able to model these?
We can't raise Dave.
What's that? Say that again?
I'm sorry, Rick. We can't raise Dave.
Secretary Foster here, Rick. We need to know how long this eruption is going to last so we can plan how to rescue 25 million people.